Hello, welcome to your practice today. This is a 30-minute flow with Mondays in mind, but you can practice it any day, of course. And the idea of this class is just to create space to center yourself, set you up for the day or the week ahead, and allow you to arrive into your body and your breath. I hope it really supports the way that you step off the mat and carry your practice forwards with you. So close your eyes to begin with. And just start to settle into the seat that you've chosen. I like to practice with, or I like to sit with something underneath my hips in order to elongate the spine. And then just notice that length of the spine. And you can almost imagine that the breath is traveling up and down the spine. And in doing so, notice whether the breath is short and sharp, or long and flowing, or somewhere in between. And gently offer a little bit of length to a short breath. So that you can really imagine that the breath is drawing from root to crown and crown to root. So on the inhale from the sitting bones, imagine the breath traveling up the spine to the crown of the head. And exhale all the way back down and down and down, even beyond the sitting bones to the seat beneath you, the earth. And becoming aware of that support underneath your seat. Keeping the spine long. As you gather the hands to meet at the heart, and we'll set an intention for our practice today. To offer ourselves this time and space to center into our bodies, into our breath, and cultivating a sense of grounding and connection that we can carry forwards with us beyond the mat and into whatever day or the rest of the day has in store for us. Take a deep breath in and a sigh to let the breath go from the mouth. And then bring yourself to child's pose. So you can take a block underneath the seat or underneath the forehead if you want to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. Try and allow there to be contact between the forehead and the earth in some way. So just really feeling into this ground beneath you. And wherever there's a point of contact meeting the earth, let the awareness rest there. The breath is broad in the body. And take another breath in. And as you do, bring the shoulders over your wrists, stack your hips above your knees. We're going to take a cat-cow. So as you inhale, slide your shoulders down the back. Lift your sitting bones wide behind you. And then exhale, push the ground away and look to your navel. And again, inhale, slowly lengthening forwards, broaden the collarbones. And exhale, round through the spine, look to your navel. Flowing with your breath, so take a couple more of these. And then come back through a neutral spine and place your hands a little bit further forwards onto your mat. From here, you're going to tuck your toes and extend through the heels, coming into a high plank pose. Now, if it's too strong first thing in the morning or for you today, you can always drop the knees down onto the floor. Push the ground away, so feel that hugging up around the back of the shoulders, and then draw from the back of the navel as you come to downward facing dog. And then you're going to journey forwards, come into your high plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good, and again, inhale forwards. And exhale, downward facing dog. And as you arrive here, let's take a couple of moments to pedal out through the knees. And then find some steadiness here. How does the body feel? Noticing points of contact with the earth and then gathering up from there, energizing through the body, keeping the spine long, so maybe a softness in the knees. Take one more breath. And then start to look forwards. You're going to walk your feet slowly up to meet your hands. And then fold over your toes when you arrive at the top of the mat. And from here, maybe catch hold of opposite elbows. Let the weight shift forward into the front of the feet. Let the back of the neck lengthen, the head hang heavy. Good. Now bend your left knee. You're going to place your left hand down. You could use a block to bring the ground a little bit closer towards you. And peel that right arm up to the sky. Try to lengthen through the crown of the head. And then place that right hand down. Swap over to the other side. Bend the right knee, left hand skywards. And we're just going to move through that with the breath. So inhale to peel open. Exhale down. Inhale to the other side. And exhale down. And then this time, you're just going to roll up the spine, stacking the bones. Until you arrive at the top, reach your arms up alongside your ears. And exhale, bring the hands through the heart center. Good. Release your hands to the side, Tadasana, mountain pose. So really feeling into the foundation of the body here. Maybe take a couple of breaths to rock forwards and backwards. And notice if your weight is kind of forwards or back. I saw myself in the mirror side on a few days ago, and I realized how much I lean forwards when I'm standing still. So for me, I want to send my weight back so it's evenly centered through the feet. You might be similar, you might be opposite, or you might be somewhere in between. We're going to lengthen the tailbone down, draw the navel to spine. Gentle lifting of the pelvic floor brings this sense of extension through the body. And from here, we'll raise the arms up, inhale. Exhale, folding forwards, the hands meet the earth. We're coming through Surya Namaskar A, so lengthen the spine. And then plant the palms, step the feet to the back of the mat. From here, lower the knees. Look forward, bend your elbows, bring your chest to the earth. Sliding forwards to Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. And as you arrive in down dog, take a couple of breaths. So again, feeling into that connection with the earth. And then looking forwards, step, walk, or jump the feet to the top of the mat. Lengthening the spine as you arrive and folding forwards, exhale. We're going to rise to standing with the in-breath, reach up. And exhale, let's go straight away, folding all the way back down. Spine lengthens, look up. Plant your palms, step the feet to the back of the mat. Good, you could use the knees or move from high to low plank. And then inhale, roll your shoulders down the back of your body. And exhale, lift the hips high. Breathe. Good, looking forwards. Step or jump your feet to your hands. The spine lengthens and we fold over toes. We're going to rise up. Inhale, reach your arms high. Last time, let's fold forwards. Exhale. Good, spine lengthens. Step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows bend. Good, inhale, shoulders away from the ears, lift the thighs. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath. As you exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float the feet to the hands. Spines long and fold over toes. We're going to rise up to standing. Inhale, arms alongside your ears. And then hands come through the heart center. And we release them to the sides. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. If your feet are together, step the feet hip width apart. You're going to lift your chest as you inhale. And exhale, hinging at the hips. You're going to find your big toes with your two peace fingers. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, take the elbows wide as you draw yourself forward over the front of the feet. So you could bend the knees as much as you need to and then think of lifting up from the sitting bones. Take another breath. I'm going to release the toes. Come up halfway. Push the ground away with the feet and inhale the arms high. Now from here, take the hands behind your back. You can find opposite elbows or reverse prayer, reverse namaskar behind the back. Sending your fingertips up between the shoulder blades and drawing the elbows back. You're going to shift the weight to the right foot and short step down the mat with the left foot. Inhale, lifting through the heart space, and exhale, begin to fold forwards. Now the spine stays long. If it's too much to have the hands behind your back, you could use the blocks and place them underneath your hands. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Good. Look down the tip of your nose. And then bend into that right knee, shift the weight to the right foot and step the left foot a little bit further back. We're going to release the hands up, coming to warrior one. Good. Draw your front ribs in towards one another. Keep that right knee stacked over the ankle. And then this right hip hugs back in. So the hips are facing forwards. Good. You can look straight ahead or up to your hands. And then open to warrior two. Good. Heel toeing a little bit more space between the feet and then bending nice and deeply into that right leg. Hug your fingers towards one another, but try not to over effort through the hands and the wrists. Keep everything soft, everything extending. Good. One more breath. Extend that right leg. Maybe shorten the back foot or the step with the back foot. And then Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hip moves back in space. Look up to your left hand. Really extending through the spine. And remember that breath that we took at the beginning, this idea that the breath is traveling from root to crown and crown to root. Really strong sense of foundation through the body here. And then bend that right knee. Frame the right foot with the hands. Step back to your high plank. We're going to hold high plank. So energize through the heels. You can have the feet nice and close for a little bit of a challenge or a little bit further away for support. Tuck your tailbone. Look towards the ground between your hands. Take a breath in. Chaturanga, elbows meet the rib cage. Inhale, open through the heart space, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Good. Let's raise the right leg up. Inhale. Look forward, step the right foot between the palms. You're going to shift into the right foot and bring the left foot to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, spine lengthens, and exhale, fold. Now you could take the big toes again with the peace fingers, or slide your hands all the way underneath your feet until your big toes touch the creases of your wrists. And again, bending the knees as deeply as you need, and then lifting up through the back body. Keep the weight into the front of the feet. And then release. Look up halfway. Bring hands to hips. We're coming all the way back up. Bring your hands behind your back, either opposite elbows, or take reverse namaskar. This time, as you roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. We're stepping the right foot, short step down the mat. The hips are pointing forwards. Take a breath in. As you exhale, extend out of the way so you don't have to fold too deeply. We're gathering up through the front of the thighs and feeling that extension through the hamstrings on the left side. Good. And keep drawing the palms towards one another, lifting the elbows, navel to spine. Some of you will be able to fold really deeply. For others, the focus is really just maintaining the length of the spine as you fold to whatever depth feels right for your body. And then a little bend in that left knee as you step the right foot back, lifting the chest and bringing the arms up to warrior one. Good. Finding that foundation, that grounding with the feet. Take another breath. Let's open to warrior two. Extend through the front hand, the back hand. Drop down in the space between the feet. Good. Stay active through the lower body, so keep that left thigh wrapping outwards like you're drawing your hip underneath. And then extend the leg from there. Heel toe the back foot in a touch, Utthita Trikonasana. Bring the left hand down the inside of the leg, or maybe you hold onto the ankle. Spine lengthens, gaze comes up to that top hand. Good. And then look down at your left foot. You're going to bend the knee. Place the hands down and step back to your high plank. Good. Hold it here. Option to add a little flavor by pressing down through the right hand and tap left hand to right shoulder. Try to steady your hips as much as you can. It helps to have the feet a little wider. Tap the other side. Take a breath in. And then coming right up onto your tiptoes to move through Chaturanga. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to raise that left leg up and then look forward. Step the foot between the palms. Keep looking forwards as you bring the right foot to the top of the mat. Spine is long. And we fold forwards over the toes. Now from here, heel toe the feet a little bit wider, turn the toes out. Malasana, coming into our Yogi Squat. So sending your hips forward, lifting through the chest. Breathe. And can you focus on that foundation? So feel the feet spreading to the earth. And then the breath moving up and down the spine. So from the root to the crown as you inhale. And the crown to the root, connecting down and down and down with the exhale. Nice. Place the hands down in front of the feet. You're going to heel toe the feet parallel. We've got a little opportunity to play. So we're going to take a Croque pose, Bakasana. If you're not interested in Croque today, that's totally fine. You can come back into Malasana, or you could take a forward fold. If you want to take Croque, we're going to bring the hands down onto the mat. Now take the hands a little bit further forwards than the feet so that you've got that space. And we want to start nice and high with the hips. Now root down through the hands and come up to the tiptoes to bring the knees onto the backs of the arms. Keep looking forwards. You want to look forwards and forwards and forwards. And maybe you float one or both feet away from the floor. Keep breathing, drawing up through the navel. Good. Maybe have a couple of goes. See how it feels in the body. If you're in your crow and you're feeling super strong, you can jump back to Chaturanga. If you want to place the feet back to the floor first and then step back, that's an option. And if you're somewhere else, we're going to step back now to Chaturanga. Bending through the elbows. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Nice. Take a deep breath in. And a big sigh. Let's journey all the way forwards and bend the elbows coming down onto the front of the body. Nice. Maybe take a moment, make a pillow for the head with the hands. You can have a little shake through the lower back and the hips. And then slide the hands underneath the shoulders for Cobra pose. Point your toes back, roll your shoulders down, lengthen out of the lower back. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Loosen the grip of the hands, root down through the lower body. Take an inhale in and exhale, lower down. Good. From here, push through the hands, send your hips to your heels, child's pose. So just let the body rest down in child's pose. Breathe. Just observing the way the breath moves through your body. Observing, becoming aware of the points of contact between your body and the earth. Taking one more breath. And then finding your way to all fours. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Now we're going to jump through to seated. So if you have blocks handy, maybe use blocks to have a little play. You could just cross the ankles and step through. If you're in down dog, maybe from here you can bring your hands onto blocks. Just be really careful if that's what you're choosing to do. You're going to look forward and push through the hands. Draw your knees into your chest and send them all the way through. Let's see what happens. From here, bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Finding your sitting bones onto the floor. Lengthen through the spine. Look down the tip of your nose and gently fold down over that left leg. Maybe the foot's in reach, maybe it isn't, it doesn't matter. If you can't reach the foot, then take the hands either side of the leg or use a strap to lengthen the arms a little bit. Good, take 2 more breaths. Nice. Lift the chest up. Bring that right hand behind you. Push into the hand, push into the shin. Lift your hips away from the floor. Take a nice little side stretch. Now you've got an option here. You can stay in the side stretch, or you could push the ground away and lift that right knee into your chest and then just tap it. 1, 2, 3. And then as you place it down, just be mindful of the shoulder. Hug the shoulder blade back against the rib cage, returning back over that left leg. Let's take another breath in, and we're folding back down. Take one more breath. And then gently releasing that foot. You're going to bring that knee in towards the chest. Place the sole of the foot to the floor. Place your hands behind you and bring the outside of the right foot onto the left thigh. So we're coming into this kind of figure 4 stretch. Now if you bring the foot in, it tends to create a deeper stretch through the outer right hip. You want to flex the right foot. Maybe rock forwards and backwards, keeping the chest lifted. Good. Now you've got an option. You can either stay as you are, or with the hands behind your back, roll your shoulders down the back of the body. Keep the foot on the thigh or place the right foot down to the floor as you come up to your tabletop. Reverse tabletop, lifting from the hips. Try to level right hip with the left foot. Right hip with the left hip, rather. And then if you have that foot on the knee, you can release it down, lift up a little bit more. And then place the hips back between the hands. We're going to swap onto the other side. So bring the left foot into the inside of the right thigh. Spine lengthens. Take a breath. And then folding forwards over that right leg. Good, just taking some breaths here. And then lifting up, we're taking the left hand behind us. Place it down onto the floor, lift your hips. Good, keep that left shoulder stacked under the wrist if you want to. Extend that knee up once, twice, 3 times. And then place it back down to the floor, place the hips. We come to fold back over that right leg. And just 3 breaths here. And then lifting up through the chest. Take the outside of the left foot onto the right thigh, hands behind you. Bend that right knee. Good. So just finding your way into the left hip. Nice stretch there. And then that foot can come onto the floor. You can stay as you are, or you can press into the hands and the foot or the feet from here, coming up to a reverse tabletop. If you need to create a little bit more space so that the knee stacks over the ankle, shoulders over the wrist, and just adjust. And then release the foot. If you have it on the thigh, lift the hips even more, maybe drop the head back, take an inhale in. And slowly lower the hips, this time to the middle of the mat. We're going to come all the way down onto the back of the body. Rolling down to the mat, shoulders touch down, have a little rock from side to side. Maybe circle into the back of the hips. You could take a happy baby, whatever feels good for you. And these final moments before bringing yourself to the mat for a short Shavasana. So deep breath in, and when you're ready to extend the body to the earth, just spread The feet wide, the arms rest away from the sides of the body. Take a deep breath in and a big sigh. And just gently land into the support of the earth. You can notice where the body feels heavy and the touch of the earth drawing up to support the back of the body. And then just let all of that noticing go. You can stay here as long as you have space and time and inclination to do so. And whenever you're ready, start to bring movement back to the body, bring awareness back to the breath, reaching the arms up alongside your ears. And hugging the knees in as you gently start to bring yourself up to seated. Moving in whatever way feels good for you. Coming to find a long spine. And then just noticing the breath again. So letting the inhale carry the breath from root to crown. And exhale from crown to root and down and down and down. And as we bring the hands to connect at the heart, taking a moment to acknowledge the efforts of our practice, the space that we created by showing up on the mat today, and setting an intention or making a commitment here that allows us to carry this intentional energy forwards with us beyond the mat and into whatever the rest of our day has in store for us. Take a deep breath in and a big sigh. Thank you for your practice. If you enjoyed this class, then come and join me on The Practice, my online studio, which has hundreds of videos to choose from. I've popped a link below for a 7-day free trial, and I hope to see you there soon.